would be your response?
Boy, I don't want to take a guess at what might happen. I honestly cannot answer that. I don't know. I'd have to have a situation in front of me. Again, I took an oath to uphold the Constitution, and I hope that's enough for you tonight because you're bigger than me.
I have a question. Part of my career was going to school. I found it very easy over the last few years to enter a school and have access. The only thing I see in some schools is please report to the principal's office as you enter. And I, being an ex-educator, I have a question and concern about what your role is in helping the school. And the other part of the question, what do you feel about teachers or somebody in the school carrying a gun?
The schools, we've done a good job, I think, in our schools. Every school has their own dynamic. We've got down in Delano, they passed a referendum a few years ago and they built a community center under their building. So you see a lot of senior citizens, a lot of families coming in to use the track and other things during the school day. So how do you tell your taxpayers or your residents, hey, you can't use the building? People like those schools used. But one way, again, is the partnerships. Make sure you're greeting people. There's a reason Walmart had greeters for years. Not that they were just overly friendly and wanted to welcome everybody in, but you weren't anonymous when you walked in. When you walked in, somebody greeted you, hey, how you doing? It's like, darn, I was here to steal lithium batteries for my meth lab tonight. And now they know who I am, I'm on camera, and it probably won't happen. As far as armed teachers go, I read an interesting article, and I think the Star Tribune it was in, right after Sandy Hook Elementary, when I think Representative Cornish, and maybe he's introducing a bill on just that, allowing school, and I think he already can, if the superintendent is on board with you, if that's correct. Principal from up north said he carried for years, retired principal, and he said his superintendent knew he carried. He said law enforcement was 20 minutes away. That'd be about the closest response time, so he just felt comfortable doing it. Probably a personal decision, but it's up to the school district. You know, it's going to be really an individual decision. Who can handle a firearm? You know, a gentleman here asked, are you proficient in it? And when you're dealing with younger people, high school students or middle school students, and they're out of control, they're emotional, and maybe the teacher is handling them, and now that, you know, ours is in a pretty secure holster here. A lot of holsters people carry wouldn't be this big. It'd probably be something on the inside of a belt. Maybe it's like the fella at the establishment where the gun falls out, and now you have an emotional kid that maybe gets a gun. That would be my concern. But it would be, you know, where's the school district at? What does the community want? But currently it can, in my understanding, if the superintendent says you can. We had one principal in one of the schools, safe schools, he asked me after a safe schools meeting, what do you think if I carried a gun? And this person happens to have a permit, is my understanding. And the permits, it's private data. We've been getting calls asking does so-and-so have a permit, does so-and-so have a permit. We will never say, we tell them it's private data. They can certainly tell you if they want. You'll never hear it from me, anybody with a name.
The event that happened in Columbine took place in just under 4 minutes. The one that happened in Sandy Hook was about the same. What's the average response time for Wright County Sheriffs to get maybe 2 or 3 officers there? Because it's probably not going to go in by themselves. So what's the average response time to get, say, 2 officers?
Well, you're right in about the 4 minutes. Most of these incidents we know occur, these mass shootings are 1 to 9 minutes. That we know, that's fact. In Wright County, we have 44, 45 shifts per day. We've got 10 officers in 7 school districts that are actually at the school every day, armed. They work as school resource officer. We have a whole division of that. And because all the cities in Wright County, 13 of the 16 contract with the Wright County Sheriff's Office, we have dedicated coverage right there. Our response time, I can't give you an exact response time, but it would be fairly quick. But with that being said, a lot of people practice SWAT, or emergency response teams, to handle situations. It's over by the time your SWAT team is mobilized. So what's important is what the school staff does. Sandy Hook actually had a very similar plan to what we have in every one of our schools, elementary, middle school. and high school in Wright County. There's everything can be just quiet as can be in 30 seconds if the kids are all already in their classrooms. We're mandated to run, I don't know if it's 10, it might be 10 drills a year, 5 fire drills, 5 lockdown drills as we call them. We have 2 type of lockdowns. One's just a soft lockdown. We had an incident in Rockford, an example. We had, I don't know if somebody, I think there was a shooting, nobody got shot, but there was threats with a gun near the Rockford Middle School at a housing complex there. We notified the school, hey, just lock your doors, don't leave the kids out for recess, and let us handle this. We had it isolated, but we just wanted to tell the school. With mass media anymore though, we'd rethink probably doing that. All of a sudden we have parents coming to the school because they think something going on. Everybody's texting, Facebooking, and boom. Same with fatals out on our highways now. We rarely go to somebody's house to notify them, which is a horrible job to do. Somebody's usually already coming there because the information is just so fast. So it really matters what the teachers do, and we not only, and the staff does, the students, we do them with the students in all of our school districts. I think Annandale's doing them now too. And we also do them when the kids are in the lunchroom, in the hallways, playground, just so the students will know what to do when there's a lockdown. And that's basically get them someplace as safe as they can be. If it's inside a building, it's inside a building. Put them in a corner, and that's what happened out at Sandy Hook. This fella that shot his way into a locked building, came inside, and I think he got into one room and you know, did the damage to that one class. But you're exactly right with the amount of time.
I work with Minneapolis Fire.